Hello again chaps, I'm back with another video, and today I'm going to be explaining to you what the engine upgrades do to the helicopters that were introduced with the Smuggler's Run update in Grand Theft Auto Online. Now the two helicopters which were introduced are the Hunter helicopter here, it's the FH1 Hunter, and the Havoc helicopter over here. Now the Havoc is already released and can be purchased in GTA Online, so I'm going to jump in this for the demonstration. This aircraft is completely stock, has the stock handling and the stock engine on, and I've placed some props up here which I'm going to be using to demonstrate the differences. Now all 5 of these rings that you see ahead of you here are all at the same altitude, and they are all placed at the same distance apart from each other. Let me just switch to the first person view here, where we can see that the altimeter is showing they're at an altitude of 2,000 feet here. I'm just below 2,000 feet, so I'm going to raise the aircraft up to 2,000 as you can see here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to push the left stick forward all the way and apply full throttle. Something I thought would be interesting to mention whilst I'm just showing you this is that this aircraft in its stock form, which is exactly as it's flying right now, has the exact same flying handling data as the Buzzard helicopter. I just thought it would be interesting to mention that. Of course, this aircraft can be upgraded with armour engine, countermeasures, weapons and handling upgrades and other things as well. So this is worthwhile having in that sense, but I just thought it was an interesting bit of trivia. Okay, so we're going to set 2,000 feet again here and try and get in the same sort of position on the prop that we were previously. And all we're going to do is just going to upgrade the engine again up to level 4. And in the exact same fashion, pushing the left stick forward all the way and the right trigger down all the way. Now previously I was able to get through all 5 rings without a hitch. There wasn't a problem at all. This time, however, it looks like I'm going to ascend over the 4th ring. Yes, just about made it. And our final altitude here, after passing all 5 rings, was, what, 2,850 foot almost? So that's a substantial increase, considering that our altitude didn't increase much at all from the when we used the stock engine, and when we upgraded the engine it increased almost 800 feet. Another way that I'm going to demonstrate how the aircraft increased its altitude so much is by flying along the Los Santos International Airport runways here. I'm just going to get my aircraft on the piano keys, and we're just going to sit at an altitude of 100 feet here. I'm going to leave the engine fully upgraded on level 4. So as we're hovering over these piano keys here, just at the base, just going to raise the aircraft up to 100 foot. And we're going to push the stick forward and hold the throttle down all the way. That's the right trigger on the controller. And by the time we get over these piano keys, we're at an altitude of, well, 350 foot, 400 foot almost. So we're just going to go back in the other direction, and this time I'm going to use the stock engine. Of course, we're going to raise the altitude up to 100 foot, and we're going to get over the piano keys again. Just like so. And again, full left stick forward and full throttle all the way. Let's see what sort of altitude we get here. Just about to come over the piano keys now. That's an altitude of what, 125 foot? Not even 150 foot. So there was only a slight increase in altitude, which has proven the theory that we showed in the rings, that the stock engine will simply maintain the aircraft altitude and only increase the altitude slightly, whereas the fully upgraded engine will increase the lift rate of the ascent rate of the helicopter. One other way that I can demonstrate that is by coming over here, where we have the runway props that I've placed overhead. So we're going from a flat ground here, if the aircraft doesn't kill me. We're going from flat ground here all the way up to the top. I'm just going to time the difference between the stock engine and the fully upgraded engine. So just to confirm, we are using the stock engine at the moment, and in 3, 2, 1, go. All I'm doing here is holding the right trigger down, not pressing any other buttons at all, and stop. Okay, now the only difference I'm going to make here, the only change I'm going to make, is upgrading the engine. Like so. And again, in 3, 2, 1, go. And stop. So even with this distance here, I think that's about 1.5 to 2 seconds faster, just with this altitude difference here. So hopefully this video has been some use to you, and you've been able to see the differences in the engine upgrades and been able to determine now what they do with helicopters. When it comes to planes, the engine upgrades do actually increase the top speed of planes and increase the acceleration ever so slightly. But when it comes to helicopters, they mainly change the ascent rate of the aircraft. Okay guys, thanks for tuning in. I'll hopefully see you on the next one. Take care.